Day 2 of our Eastern European tour. So now we started going from Germany to Czech Republic. On the way, we passed through Dresden, which was a beautiful place, and so our tour guide had arranged for a city tour on the way. On the way, we also had rest and a coffee shop, a toilet, etc. And then when we entered Dresden, it was so good. The distance between Berlin and Dresden was 170 kilometers. So it took around 2.5 hours to go. So on the way we had to stop a little bit for us to relax. And now we are changing the country from Germany to Czech, but there was no checking on the border. It was just open borders. Since we had taken the Schengen visa, there was no checking here when we went to Dresden to Prague after that. So this city of Dresden is on the river Elbe. It's the capital of Saxony. Saxony, it is the state of Germany. For historical memory, we can say that due to its destruction during the World War II, each year on 13th February, all the people, they assemble there so as to commemorate the anniversary of British-American fire bombing over the city. Around 25,000 people were killed, it seems, on that day. It's the 12th most populous city of Germany. The kings of Saxony, they furnished the city in cultural and artistic splendor. After it was unified, after Germany was unified in 1990, again Dresden had become a cultural and educational and political center of Germany. It has got various universities, and one of the important is the University of Technology. It's also referred as the Silicon of Saxony due to a lot of IT companies over there. And there was a church to which we went. It was destroyed during the World War. Again, it was rebuilt between 1994 to 2005. And we also visited the Dresden Castle during the city tour. It was built by the ruler Augustus II in 1697. He gathered a lot of musicians and architects and painters from all over Europe to Dresden and made it as a beautiful city. Now it's our tour guide, Miss Marina's turn to introduce herself. Let us hear her.
You're getting to stay in different hotels, but it comes with a lot of plus and minus. You have to sacrifice a lot in order to. So it's a challenge, and I love it. And as long as I love this job, of course, I'll continue. The day I feel it's enough, I'll hang my boots and put away my suitcase. Otherwise, travel is something so important to me that it has opened my mind. They say it opens your. You look at world in a life in a different way. So traveling different places, eating different cuisines, meeting different types of people. We are going on the other side. That's going towards the old town side, and this is the river Elbe. You can see the old town. It's on your left hand side. You can see summertime. Summertime is going to come in very soon. It's almost the end of winter. They look at these buildings looking very dirty and all. It's not because they're dirty. Of course, they are very, very old. But it's because there's so much of iron in the stone that when it comes in contact with the atmosphere, it becomes blackish. It looks like as if it's not been, it's not clean or it's not proper.
So we saw the Elbe River also, and throughout the way we saw only greenery and beautiful building, and some of the buildings were peach in color, some of them were white, some of them were green, like that. The paint of every building was not the same. It was very different, and it was very nice view to look at when we traveled to Dresden. So till we reached Dresden, we really had a view of the beautiful trees and other thing. A lot of chestnut trees were there. In almost every part of Eastern Europe, we saw the chestnut trees. And the yellow fields, first we thought was mustard seeds like we have in Punjab, but it's not so. It is a plant that is grown for the production of biogas, we learned later from the guide. This was a beautiful castle what we saw in Dresden. and you can see lot of horse-ridden carts there. That was a very nice ride, and we also went once later on. Now our guide with pink umbrella, she's giving a speech. Let us hear her.
Discussion in which style erect again this Zemper Opla came their panthers, these animals, beautiful one. So in Tini, he lived in 19th century, he was involved. All these have been repaired and done, or yes, many things.
She took us around the castle and explained all the features nicely.
19th century, it's not so beautifully decorated. Because when you, from Dynasty Victory, very the carpets, tapestries, porcelain production, glass production, weaponry, picture gallery, books, everything. Before the Second World War. And this court, the second one, my favorite because it used this Renaissance style. It's 16th, 17th century. Renaissance style officially came historically from Italy. So the Italian masters worked here, as in Prague as well. That is why now the shield, you will see coat of the court, Hof. Beautiful color. Horses, and this was inside is beautiful. In 1876, it was a fresco on the wall. The same scene, the same. But fresco is time disappear. If you don't have renovation in time, it totally disappeared. Because this mosaic, we call this part.
This castle is named after Dresden, as it is a capital of the German state of Saxony. And the construction of this is neo-Gothic architecture. What we heard was Dresden wasn't much affected during the First World War, but during Second World War it was affected. And in the 20th century it was a major communication hub and manufacturing center with lot of factories and workshops, etc., designated by the German military as a defensive strong point. That is to stop the Soviet advance. This was Dresden, that is the capital state of Saxony, was used. But between 1944 and 1945, Dresden was attacked 7 times, it seems. So this bombing of Dresden by the Royal Air Force and the United States of Army Air Forces, it was, they say it was a bit controversial. So on 13th February, the anniversary of British and American firebombing raid that destroyed most of the city, tens of thousands of demonstrators, they gathered to commemorate the event. We went inside a beautiful church with lot of paintings, and then there was a cross, and you heard the organ sound also, right? That was inside the castle. Then from there we started going to Prague, which is the capital of Czech Republic. So we are moving from Germany to the next country now. It is a Czech Republic, and then we can hear the guide describing about the importance of Prague.
In Saxony history, August, the longest bridge in Germany, which supported by 25 piers. Now is the length of the bridge natural one. That is why when it was the highest flood in Czech Republic.
She is describing about the Charles Bridge, which is one of the important places to visit in Prague, and it's on the river Elbe, and about the importance and then the beauty and other things. Now we will see in detail just now. And there was a man who was dressed like a bear, and then he was dancing and he was trying to attract people. Yeah, so naturally he was expecting some people to take photographs and then to pay him some money.
Není Česko, but Čechy. It's dated from 9th century. Then we have the smallest part, the border closer to Poland, Silesia. In Poland they have the Polish Silesia.
and the southeastern part is Moravia. So three huge regions is divided Czech Republic into these three huge regions. Capital is Prague. Prague is included in Bohemia, so the oldest part. And Prague is under protection of UNESCO 850 hectares. It's a huge territory. Prague is the only one town in the world preserved in medieval time in this huge complex. It's not just one old town square or two monasteries, it is 6 medieval towns. This time, it then was left only daughter of Wenceslas II, Eliška Přemyslovna, and Eliška Přemyslovna married into Luxembourg family, John of Luxembourg. Until today here on the territory of Prague Castle. Nobody lives in Prague Castle. Prague Castle is a huge museum. Then Charles IV from France, he brought this Gothic style. Thanks to him, Prague is full of Gothic style. After him, we have Charles Bridge, Charles Street, Charles Square, Newtown across the river, 20 bridges. And lightning is beautiful because this light reflects on the water, which is very nice, a dark part of the day. But on Prague Castle, I know the one place as well, you will see, because it flows through all Germany and flows into the Northern Sea, is full of water, because when it starts in the southern part, it's very narrow in Laber, and Laber, full of another rivers, goes to Germany. On the left hand side, you can see very far above the roofs a tower, and this is TV Tower in Prague 3. So we are we will walk slowly, don't stop, but we will walk slowly. You can take photos on the... Okay, when you are leaving today, historical Prague, you will come to this Chekhov Bridge. Chekhov Bridge in front of us with columns, yellow columns a little, Art Nouveau style, from the beginning of 20th century. So I will finish because soon we are leaving bus.
Everywhere in all the Eastern European countries, we saw this kind of roads. Granite squares and cobbled roads, and it was a unique feature in all the European countries. And it was really good, better than our roads where they keep on digging every time. So here the roads were smooth and nice. And you can see all the buildings at the side. And she was talking about the bridges in Prague. There is a river called Vltava, and 1357 under King Charles IV, this Charles Bridge, which you are seeing above, was completed in 1402. This was constructed to replace the Judith Bridge, which was destroyed in the floods in 1342. It is also called the Stone Bridge or the Prague Bridge. Since 1870, it is called the Charles Bridge because of the King Charles IV, who took efforts to make it very strong and with all the sculptures which are there. And there is an important connection between Prague Castle and the city's old town, because this was an important trade route between Eastern and Western Europe, this Charles Bridge. It is a medieval stone arch bridge. Charles IV, 2 years after he was crowned as a Holy Roman Emperor, he made this bridge, and which is very strong. During the World War II, the Nazi army noticed the importance of the bridge in the transport of supplies, and they wanted to destroy it, but somehow it escaped with little damage. In 1621, the Habsburgs, they hung the heads of 27 Bohemian revolutionaries from the bridge, it seems. That is to spread the message of fear, and that actually spread very quickly after seeing the heads of the people who revolted against the government. And it has got 16 stone arches, and then it was made with the mixing of the eggs with mortar, it seems. That's why it's so strong. The bridge was constructed by mixing the eggs with the mortar. It has got a Gothic architecture. Then we went to see the Tower of the Prague, which had an astronomical clock, and twin towers of the Church of Our Lady. There are beautiful sculptures. One of the sculptures on the bridge was considered to be lucky because it was of Saint John of Nepomuk. He had 5 golden stars around that ring the statue's head, and also in the base there is a knight with a golden dog. You know how it became a golden dog, because when the people started rubbing it thinking it is very lucky, the green color, which is the copper oxide, that got removed, and then the dog started shining like gold. So they called it as a golden dog, and touching that dog seems to be a very lucky thing. And this is the interior of the church which we visited. It was so beautiful inside, with lot of painting, and see the high roof, high vault, and it had a unique structure, the Gothic architecture only there also. You can see the Jesus Christ nailed on the cross. A lot of other marble statues were there when we walked around. It was very nice to walk in that area. And this was a place where there are 2 statues at the entrance, and then she said one statue represents the morning and other is afternoon, other is a night, and then she told us to identify. So that is the one with the guitar is the morning, like that. So we had to identify with the feature of the statue. And this is the beautiful twin tower castle which we saw. And then she took us for a nice lunch at an Indian restaurant which is called Jaipur, and it had all very good dishes. And then the owner of the restaurant also interacted with us very nicely. So I took a photograph of him, and then he was very happy to serve us because we are Indians, and it had all decorative items related to India. But they are married and settled down there. They have married a person from Prague only, Czech Republic, and they are well settled with their children, but they still miss their country, our India. And so he is the owner. The first one is the waistcoat is the owner, other black t-shirt is a helper over there. And they are very happy to serve us, and they gave us a wonderful food. And this is the interior of the Indian restaurant where we had the lunch that day after visiting the Charles Bridge, and then after seeing the important things in Prague. They gave a very tasty aloo curry there, aloo curry and kheer and rice, dal, very soft, chapatis, everything. It was very tasty. We enjoyed the lunch over there. You can also see the interior of the restaurant there. And then we went again to complete the tour of Prague. We were just walking around, seeing the streets, beautiful buildings, different type of architecture, and the tram. Again, the trams were there here also. They are in Germany also. They are also in Prague. They have various kinds of transport, underground transport, railways, etc. This is again a view of the Charles Bridge from a different point. This is where we just walked around to feel the city. It was very nice too. And here the numbering system the tour guide explained to us is the number 10 and then 91. They say one represents the state, other is a street number, like that. They have got various meanings for the numbers which are given. As she said, the Czech is divided into 3 parts. So the 10 is the part to which that street belongs to, and the other is a door number. And all along the road they had lot of caricatures and people were drawing, and then they were being paid for it. Those who wanted, they sat there and then they got their portrait done by the artist. They were very good. So it's a common sight in all the European countries, I feel. Even in London we have seen like that, Germany also we have seen. So the same kind of artwork was there. The greenish color is because of the copper oxide which is formed by the reaction with the atmosphere. All the roads had the cobbled stone. So on the whole, the visit to Prague was wonderful. We really enjoyed it. So this is the Twin Tower of Prague and the Church of Our Lady, and that is the astronomical clock which you are seeing above in the picture. These are the Twin Towers. It had a big square where we can just walk around. After walking for a while, we just sat in a place just to relax and then to watch the people who were there. People from various countries, from China, from India also, another group was also there. They were from Bombay with another travel company. Lots of people were there in the square, enjoying and relaxing, having fun. So this was the square near the Twin Towers and the astronomical clock. It's a huge area where you can just walk and relax and enjoy. With that, she finished the tour of that day, and still some part of Prague was left, which she said she will be taking us the next day. So after lunch and seeing the Twin Towers, it is written there, Prague. We again sat in the bus and then we reached the hotel and then we relaxed for the night. The next day she took us again to see the other parts in Prague which were not seen by us, and this is the river Vitava. In Dresden it was Elbe river and here it is Vitava river. All the rivers are with clear water, very fresh, and this Ganesha picture was there in the hotel where we had the night dinner. It was at the restaurant where we had the dinner on the day night. We travelled almost 150 kilometers from Dresden to Prague, and then we walked all the way. So we were so tired, we relaxed that day night. So let me continue tomorrow with the rest of the Prague tour. And thank you very much for watching my show and giving your support. So let us meet again in the next travel video. Thank you.